Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 3 match preview against Richmond off the back of a really exciting and much needed response against Geelong. We took the win at 7 points, 98-91. And it's been a pretty nice week, to be honest. There's some pretty positive news in terms of the VFL and players that might play this week. The teams will come out tonight, but nonetheless, I am very excited to see how we back it up against Richmond on the weekend. A quick plug to Friends of Fire, Gate 3. If you can get there, I think the game's at 4:15. There's happy hour 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. at the venue, but also, very importantly, between 1 and 2:30 p.m., there is a Saints TV dedicated section at Friends of Fire, literally next to Gate 3 at Marvel. Go there, mention or show this screenshot of the Palmer special, and you will get the discount and a drink as well, I believe. And they've obviously got some vegan options for you out there. So I think that's really exciting. We want to create a bit of a buzz pre-game at Friends of Fire, and they've kindly put together a section for Saints TV fans and St Kilda supporters, and obviously the discount exclusive to Saints TV fans. So if you're watching this and you love your Palmers, go there. I had one last week before the Geelong game, was unbelievable. So Friends of Fire, check them out between 1 and 2:30 before the game on the weekend. Okay, so team-wise, we don't really know what the changes are going to be. I believe at least Stocker, possibly Clark, both are going to be out. So we're going to have at least 2 changes. There's word Boxall, Travalia. There might be something going on there. There might be a dual debut. I don't know. I think one of them will. I think Toby, off the back of VFL, might get in. Cooper Sharman is a test. Liam Henry's a chance, but word is he'll probably just stay in the VFL for another week and then come back against Port and the Giants in the coming weeks. We play Richmond. They have had a mixed bag in the first 2 weeks, similar to us, but a bit of a reverse. They started the season with a really surprising win against Carlton and took the AFL world by storm. That game being 40-odd down and winning. Unbelievable game. And then they had a bit of a reality check against a rebounding Port Adelaide last week. I think it was around 80 or so points. It looked like it would have been well over 100 at halftime. I think it was like 67 points or something at halftime. Port had like a record amount of disposals, 257 disposals in the first half. They're on track for 500 plus, which is unheard of. But in the end, they actually did all right in the second half. Richmond, Lawler, some of the senior players got going. And they stemmed the bleeding somewhat, but the job was done at halftime, and Port obviously walked away with the 4 points. And for us, round 1 was a shock. We were terrible in Adelaide against Adelaide Crows, who look the form team at the moment. So a bit of perspective there. And then on the flip side, the way we rebounded against a top 4 fancy, a premiership fancy in Geelong, we took them to the cleaners for the first half, and then kind of, I guess, got... I don't know, we saw the finish line and freaked out a little bit, and Geelong lifted, and they gave us a big scare, as St Kilda love to do, and Geelong have done to us in the past, and we ended up winning by 7 points. So it's an interesting one, because round 1 underdogs away, we get pantsed. Round 2 underdogs at home, we win. Round 3 firm favourites at home against Richmond. How do we respond, being, the team that's expected to take the win in this game? Because, we've not handled these occasions very well in previous seasons, where we've been expected to win and win well. And this is the ultimate test, coming from a positive win against a team that we've had a pretty good record against, Geelong. But Marvel, Richmond, we've been pretty good against them recently as well. And last year, I think we beat them pretty comfortably there. They've gotten us at the G a few times, but with it being the 10th Maddies match, Saturday afternoon, it's a huge opportunity to go 2-1. And I think for us, I don't really see, I know they've got Josh Smiley, Maurice Rioli a chance. They're both tests on their injury. So they don't have Prestia, they don't have Gibkiss. They've got a few players out. I think Lynch is all good. In terms of their star performers, Toby Nankervis has always been a bit of a problem for us in the ruck, but Roel Marshall's form last week was exceptional, so back him in there. Jaden Short is obviously a major worry because he uses the ball so well. although he's only averaging 20 possessions at the moment, so he's well down on what he usually does. Tim Taranto, he's torched us a couple times, so I don't know if we bother with a tag or I think we just go head-to-head pretty much from the start and see where that takes us. And then Sam Lawler's been really good. Jacob Hopper has kind of picked up a little bit. And, Tom Lynch, obviously, you don't know what you're going to get with Tom Lynch. Luke Trainer's been great down back. But you'd think across the board we are fairly comfortable to get the win. But we know you cannot be taking these games lightly. The AFL is too tight. It is too even. If we go into this game and just don't perform to anywhere near the standard of last week, we will, it'll be a stressful affair. And we don't want to have a stressful affair. I think we want to see the team come out of the blocks like we did against Geelong, because we handled the Geelong games and these games pretty well, where we were up for them. It's a Saturday night. Let's go. We're backs against the walls. No one thinks we're going to perform, and we love that. We thrive in that situation. Every time we've played Geelong at Marvel in the last 4 times, we've been underdogs. People think Geelong are going to win, and we surprise. This is a different kettle of fish. We are expected to win. We are heavy favourites. We're playing a team that they've had their one surprise win for a while. I think that was round 1. Hopefully we can continue that reality check like what Port did. Port got pantsed in round 1, but they responded in round 2 with a resounding win. We want to keep the momentum because we've still got players to come back. So we want to keep notching these wins and staying within the 8, because once we get a full strength team, based on what I saw on the weekend, we actually look pretty exciting. And there's every chance that if we're, 5-3 after 8 or 5-4 after 9 or whatever it might be, and then we're getting a full strength, team back into it, we're in a very good position. So we cannot be dropping these games, because if we drop this game, last week means shit. I'm really excited. I want to see Marcus Windhager back up his performance. Jack McRae, you know what you're going to get. And I'm excited to see how we go with the forward half, because I really enjoyed the way we went inside 50 against the Cats. We lowered the eyes. It was very methodical around the 50. We didn't bomb it as much. I don't know if we're going to be a bit more aggressive in this game, because we don't really have a Tom Stewart to worry about, although I'm sure there'll be a player for Richmond that will just bob up and have 50 marks. Luke Trainer might have like 20 marks if we just play silly football. We still need to be treating this game like the Cats game. I want us to play with that same intensity and that pressure, but obviously that hunger to kick a goal. I felt like we wanted to kick a big score last week. It just felt like it was infectious. Windy wanted to kick a couple. That was important. Collard only had his 4 or 5 possessions. He kicked 2. I want him to back that up if he stays in the team, which I think he will. Obviously, Maddie's match. So for the Saners watching, please get to the game. It's the final one. It's the 10th anniversary. So let's support Maddie's vision. And Rui, he'll be around. Obviously, there'll be a lot of purple, I'd imagine. But in terms of the changes, I don't think, Toby would be one, Sharman would be the other. That's probably what I'm thinking. Although Collard was surprised in round 2 and Ari Shawmaker was surprised in round 1. So Carroll might be one. I don't know. He had a great performance in the VFL. Hasn't been talked about enough. Jack Carroll could be a really nice swingman off the wing into the midfield. That could be a go. I think O'Connell holds his spot. Ronnie Burns as well. Max Hall's been really good. I feel like we're getting to that point where we're finding these really important role players with a Ross Lyon team. Obviously, the most successful Ross Lyon teams have the stars, but they also have like 4 or 5 role players that don't necessarily always get a lot of the ball, but when they do a lot right, and they're just, or they lay the shepherds. They tackle more than they get the ball, and that's the Max Hall, O'Connell, Burns types. And they're starting to find their own a little bit. Same with Mitch Owens with his return game. I thought he was very good last week, so we want him to back that up. To me, it's just a matter of consistency now, because we're prone to being very inconsistent, and I don't want to see that. I want us to see us be ruthless. If we've turned a page, we take care of this game, irrespective of what Richmond throw at us, but we cannot be taking them lightly, and that's the key message. I don't think tactics or specific matchups is going to be a major issue this week compared to last week. I think it's very much just a matter of mentality and intensity on our end. And if we can provide what we did last week, then I think we'll get the job done. So, Saners, put your thoughts in the comments. How are you feeling about round 3? Richmond, we cannot be taking it lightly. Please, Sainers, go out there and just play the way you did last week, because I think that'll be enough to get the chocolates. And I'll see you on Saturday. But again, a quick reminder, Friends of Fire, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Saints TV discount. Go there, show the screenshot, and you'll get the meal at a much cheaper price than on the main menu. And that's exclusive to Saints TV followers, no one else. So hopefully I'll see you there. Get to the game, as I mentioned. And yeah, very excited. The teams will drop tonight with Alana, Ollie, and Evan. So make sure you tune in from 6:30 p.m. live on YouTube. And I'll be obviously back after the game on Saturday afternoon to talk about hopefully a win. So until then, Sainers, enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers.